Howdy folks, today we're taking a look at the MFJ 564 Deluxe Iambic Paddle. I got this thing from Ham Radio Outlet recently, came in the mail, and I'm anxious to check it out. So let's check it out today on K5ATA, Ham Radio. Alright folks, let's dig in. This is the MFJ 564 Deluxe Iambic Paddle. As we get started, if y'all would do me a favor, hit that like button, hit subscribe, and hit that bell next to it so that you get notified when we have new content. In the description below, I have links to our Amazon store, any of the things that I have in the shack or in the classroom station, stuff like that. You can pick up through there. I do make a small amount of money from there. It's not very much, but it's enough to help support the channel. Also, there's a link to my Patreon down there. If you feel so inclined to help support the channel, help support my school club that we have going, or getting going, it would be much appreciated. So let's dig in. Okay, so this is it. I've already opened the box up and everything. But this is it. This is the box it came in. Features, just so you know, it says it comes heavy-duty steel casted base with non-skid feet, chrome plated machine frame. You can get this in black or in chrome. I got the chrome just because I thought it looked really cool. Silver contact points, full range adjustable contact spacing, and self-adjusting nylon and steel needle bearings. Okay, again, this is the MFJ Deluxe Iambic Paddle, model MFJ-564. When this thing came, I've already closed it back up, but open her up, you get the basic instruction sheet on how things work, and the limited 12-month warranty, which I'll go ahead and tell you, MFJ does have a great warranty on their stuff for that year. It came reasonably well packaged. It did appear that my box had gotten dropped by UPS, or I think UPS delivered this, but it wasn't a big deal. I contacted HRO, and HRO Atlanta got back to me within an hour of me emailing, and they made it right. So kudos to y'all at Ham Radio Outlet. So appreciate that. So we've got this thing up and running. I will go ahead and tell you, when you order this paddle, okay, it is going to come without these wires. Okay, I ordered these wires. I think they were $12.99 or something like that for the little hookup kit, and it comes with these little automotive type connectors. I could have just cut these off and soldered them straight onto the post, because this is actually a Bencher brand hookup kit. But instead, what I did is I just slid them on. We had these little posts that didn't quite fit perfectly because it's not a Bencher brand. If this were a Bencher brand key, from what I understand, these would just slide straight onto there and fit like a glove. Instead, I just kind of slid them on there, and they were still a little bit loose. So I just, dabbed enough solder in there to keep it in place. If I ever need to take it off, I'll just melt that solder and take it out. But that's it. Just so we know how this thing hooks up. Okay, let me go ahead and orient this so you can see that. Okay, and I'll put a link to this hookup kit too. But your red one goes here, which is going to be, actually looking at it from the top, the right side, which is the DA. Okay, the yellow line goes on the DIT, and then obviously the ground goes to your, or black goes to your ground. Okay, it does have the non-skid feet, and I'm going to tell you, it is heavy. It's not going to move anywhere. Now, you'll notice it already shows fingerprints. That's just the nature of chrome. I thought it was really cool looking, but looking back on it now, I'm like, well, it's going to show fingerprints everywhere, but I don't guess I care that much. Okay, they do have the little sticker here, which I guess if you really wanted to, you could peel that off. Okay, but one thing I'll go ahead and point out, and I've used a bencher before, and let me get this out. Okay, you'll see this. Oops, I've got it hooked up to show you how it works. This side right here, I had to actually angle it in pretty well to make it feel right. With the paddle, it's supposed to go, where you tap it, and it's up to you. You can adjust this here, how tight or how loosey-goosey you want it for how you want that to go. It's just a matter of how you feel comfortable moving it back and forth. That's maybe a little bit. That feels about right for me. It's got, which I thought was kind of cool looking. It's the clear red. I guess clear and red don't really go together, but it's that translucent. I guess translucent red plastic for the paddle handles there, which is kind of cool looking. It's definitely a nice looking key. It's got the spring around here to make it go back and forth. Let me see if I can zoom this in a little bit. Okay, and you can see down in here, this is where your contact point is. Okay, so I can actually separate that out a little bit so you can see it. Okay, here's the thing. When you get this paddle, sometimes things just they're not quite lined up right or whatever. These two posts are actually movable. You can loosen the screws down here, which happen to be the same screws that these go on. Okay, you can loosen those screws, and you can rotate these until they get to be, in the right spot. And you'll end up having to loosen them anyway to probably, put your wire, your hookup kit on there and whatnot. But it's got a nice feel, compared to, this is actually the straight key that fellas over at Long Island CW Club sent to my daughter. I just got the wire hookup kit for it. It's definitely a different feel. If you're used to a straight key, a paddle is definitely different. But I like it. So, like I said, I've used one before. I'm just getting back into CW and relearning it. I had to have it for my general years ago. Back then I had a bencher, and then I had a child that needed a nursery and all that other stuff, so I sold some of my stuff to fund having a kid, and now I'm getting some of it back. Like I said, I did buy this from Ham Radio Outlet. This was not provided to me by MFJ or anything. I purchased it from them. I got it. They shipped it the next day. Actually, I think maybe that same afternoon I got the shipping notice, and I had it within 2 days. It actually showed up a day earlier than they said it would. Paid $99.95, I believe, for this thing. So, and then, like I said, $12 or $13 for that hookup kit. Okay, so how does it sound? Now, I've got it hooked up to the Kenwood TS480 right now. And you can see it actually says it's an LSB, but I just took it out of CW so that I could have gone in and taken it off of break-in or whatever, but this was easier just to be able to get the feel for it with the tones, so it doesn't actually transmit. So this is the dit, that's the da. Oops. And you can see the paddle doesn't move. You can slide it up. You can. I'm not that fast, but even moving it back and forth pretty aggressively, I have to really get going before this thing starts to actually slide a little bit. So. Oops. So it feels nice. Sending CW, it's a solid feeling paddle. When I got it, it came, the hookup kit, it came with the wiring harness, obviously, and the 3.5-inch plug, and then it came with an adapter. So if you do have a radio that takes the larger 1/4 inch, whatever that is, you can just slide that on and you're good to go, like that. So I've not had a QSO yet with this, mostly because my CW is still kind of rusty. I'm not all the way through relearning the alphabet right now, but we're getting there. But as far as overall quality of the paddle, for $100, get this thing on sale. Maybe if you can save a few bucks, it's a solid little paddle. I like it. It's good. It's like sturdy. The non-stick, or the non-slide rather, rubber feet are good. And even then, I think the only reason it slides a little bit is because of this work mat I'm on. If it were on just like my desk, I don't believe it would slide at all. Alright, so stuff they say in their instructions here. Okay, it says before you adjust, you must loosen the bottom screw on each of the pivot arm so that until the pivot arms are free when squeezed. Spacing is adjusted using the set screws, like I said. The throw of the paddles is adjusted by changing the length of that stop. It says it does not need any oiling or cleaning or anything. The nylon and steel bearings are self-lubricating. I'm not sure how they're self-lubricating, but they just don't need any. It says never use any abrasive material to clean these contacts. So if your contacts in there get funky, they shouldn't require any maintenance, it says. But if it is necessary, just pull like a little sheet of paper between the two is what it says, so you can slide. Just kind of slide it through like that and get any dust or crud out of there. But don't take sandpaper and rough them up thinking you're going to get a better connection there. For those who are not familiar with MFJ's warranty, okay, take a quick peek. It says basically they warranty it to be free from defects in material and workmanship for 12 months. And my experience with MFJ is pretty much if something goes wrong with it, unless, it's obvious you did something stupid like back over it with a fire truck, they pretty much take care of it. So that's a good thing. And it's 12 months. You do need to save proof of purchase. So, if you order that online or whatever, go ahead and order or print that out and shove that in the box if you're the type that keeps the box. But that's that. So overall, like I said, I've got to say, I'm pleased with it. I'm anxious to get back in my next Long Island CW course. Hopefully, I think it's tonight. Get some time in there. Get the rest of my characters so that I can get on the air for a QSO. Okay, so one of the things when I first picked up or ordered this, I Instagrammed out that I was ordering it. I was looking forward to reviewing it on the channel. And one of the things that some folks said was, it's not the quality of a bencher. Like I said, I've used both, and I don't notice a huge quality difference here. It's the adjustments are tight. I guess these little set screws are a little bit loose, but even then, I can tighten those up a little bit and close that up so that it's not so loose. So I think it's pretty comparable to a bencher in my opinion. Now, keep in mind, I'm not one of these guys that sends CW at 846 words a minute. These guys on field day that you sit down and you basically hear and they can copy that and you just think it's random noise. But for your casual CW operator, I think this is a solid key compared to the bencher. So any questions or anything, comment below, hit that like button, hit subscribe. It does help the channel out. It helps people find our content. Y'all take care, and we hope to see you on the air. 7-3.